All right, y'all. I'm back again. We're gonna kick this off. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. I don't like to make my videos too long, but I seem to be doing that a lot. I seem to get the knack of talking a lot. But let me go ahead and start this. Spirits of love and light and enlightenment. I call on you and ask that you are channeled and access through my body and use my vessel to get the points across and to provide the messages intended for my viewers. May everything that flows through my pen be interpreted in the highest capability of wisdom. Thank you. All right, y'all. I mainly want to talk about how really nothing is a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is a coincidence. And I know y'all know that, but the fact that nothing is a coincidence is the main reason why people need to pay attention to everything that they do and every sign that they see. So I've watched a video. Matter of fact, it wasn't necessarily a video. It was a TV show. Not a TV show, but I guess it's a video TV show, series or whatever. However you want to call it. And I watched it, and it was talking about the Matrix and all of that. It was not talking about it, but it was kind of talking about the Matrix, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, I see that it's a big similarity to the Matrix. It's talking about how people don't really dream and all that. They have memories of their past life. And I noticed that immediately, once I started getting further into this TV show or series or whatever you want to call it, I started seeing uh that my dreams were like starting to like make more sense than usual, because I woke up thinking of this one word called zenith. And in the dream, I kept seeing this one girl that I would have a dream about multiple dreams, like for multiple dreams. Like this is like the third dream that I had. And so I'm like, wow, why am I thinking about this word called zenith? And I ain't never heard of it. Well, at least somewhere else that I can remember of. If I did, it had to have been during my childhood. And also the girl that I seen in my dream, she was like something of my childhood. So I'm like, okay, why am I dreaming of this girl? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is she supposed to be representing for me? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just look up dream meanings and stuff like that. So as I continue looking into her, like looking her up or whatever, I realized this girl, I'm seeing her name in the dream meanings. I'm not gonna tell y'all the name of the girl or whatever, but I'm seeing her name in the dream meanings. And I'm like, why am I dreaming of this girl? And why is she steady popping up? Then the main thing that stood out about this whole dream was that the fact that I had like powers. Like I ran through a wall. You know what I'm saying? I ran through a wall. I went clean through the wall. And nobody else ran through it, but I did. Ran through the wall. You know what I mean? I also moved something. Like I moved something like this. I went just like this. I waved my finger and I end up closing like this cabinet or like the like a sliding door. It was like a sliding door. I waved my hand and the sliding door just closed. And I was like, I want to say at least about 10 feet away from it. So I'm like, it's funny because I would look up dream meanings. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when I go to sleep. And so every time that they told me, or every time I would get a meaning for the actual right dream interpretation of what I dreamt about, it would be something pertaining to what's going on in real life. And so it's just more so every single thing that I will also see during my waking life. They call it waking life. Like when you're not dreaming, I guess. During my waking life, everything that I would see would be it would be uh it would be of big significance to what I've already seen or what I've been talking about. So I'm like, okay, this is this is kind of weird, but I'm gonna just go along with it. Nothing is really weird too much because it all means something. It's just you have to really pay attention to what is going on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying nothing really is a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't. Like, if you actually pay attention to what goes on with a lot of things, then you'll start seeing reoccurring, uh, not necessarily events, but you'll start seeing reoccurring signals that just tell you about everything that you may have been thinking about or everything that may be going on. A lot of people watch videos on tarot now, on their signs. A lot of people have been studying more about themselves through astrology, through their zodiac signs and stuff like that. And I see a lot of people have also been tuning in to spiritual teachers. A lot of people just have been getting hip to what's going on. And so I'm noticing that it's much bigger than just a few people that's actually intrigued by this type of stuff. It's much bigger than just the actual chosen ones. There's many of us that are looking for answers that we have not had over a long period of time to what's actually going on with the supernatural. You know what I'm saying? And so like the fact that there's too many of us looking for a lot of answers. We're now questioning what what are we even here for? All right. So, like I said, you guys, I'm not the best drawer or the best artist, none of that. But I guess like spirit is telling me that's it. Like that's all it really needs to be. That's all it really needs to be drawn. So this kind of makes me feel like with this big arrow, I guess this is supposed to be an arrow. Of course, it's not a dart. It's supposed to be an arrow. Um, it's just telling me um that arrows are being shot, and not necessarily from like people or anything like that, but it's an arrow. It reminds me of an arrow, an ancient arrow being shot from the above, coming down, to the collective consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Like we are getting information. We're getting a lot of information, a lot of downloads. You know what I'm saying? From the above, from our celestial bodies, our higher selves. Especially because I guess that uh, this would be a representation of Saturn with the rings being drawn. So I guess with the arrow coming down next to Saturn, or it was just the interpretation of space. Saturn right here just means like that's what it. I guess it's supposed to be a representation of. I guess like I said, I didn't never have to be the best artist or nothing when it comes to drawing. Um, but it's just more so getting the interpretation, getting the image actually on paper to where I can actually picture it. But it's supposed to represent one. I take this as from being that as an arrow next to Saturn is a lot of the work is going down. A lot of the hard work. Saturn makes you do hard work, so a lot of the hard work is getting. A lot of the hard work is going down. Like when I say going down, we're taking a big break from it. It's not so much of a working task force, like so much of a hard slavery, because Saturn wants you to work hard, and it's a long, it's like a long job. It's kind of exhausting when it comes to Saturn, but it's going downward. And when I say going downward, it's like decreasing in how much you have to actually work, but it's also giving. Uh, like I guess right now, being that it's 2020 is supposed to be the year of reaping what you've sown. So whatever you've sown will be granted down here on this plane right here. You know, like it's time for us to receive from Saturn. You know what I'm saying? That's what that kind of is interpreted from me. That's kind of what I'm seeing right here. Saturn is descending upon us. You know what I mean? So that's one interpretation. The deer. One thing about the deers are graceful. You know what I'm saying? They eat off of the land. So for everybody who does plan on making this spring a fruitful one of produce, we will be able to eat from what we produce. So eating off of the vegetation, eating off of the land, you know what I mean? It would be a great idea to actually start planting food, start actually growing plants that we can use for food. That way we can stop necessarily using the supermarket for our primarily food source, and we can start actually eating from the land like we originally do as man in the ancient times. So being that the markets and stuff, this system is becoming a decrease in actual activity, then it would be wise to actually observe and to tread carefully, just like the deer. You know what I'm saying? Tread carefully, like actually, like use your senses a little more. That's what deers do. Deers, they definitely use their senses. A lot of their senses are heightened. And I see right here the cattle. It kind of looks to me as a castle, but there's a to me that's supposed to be a cannonball, like a cannon on top of the castle with a bridge. So with that with that being a cannon at the top, it's more so we have stability. Um, you got the water here with the bridge. The cannon represents security on stability. A lot of people, like I said, they've been wanting to be more stable, and they've also been wanting to protect it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to doing this quarantine, so everybody have went out and bought food, and I've never seen so many people in a gun store, like pawn shops and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of people in those during this last week. I put it like that, and so it just reminds me of how protective a lot of people are and how stable that they want to be. The castle is not easily penetrated, so it's about building a strong foundation for yourself. That way you can still maintain anything that is of major value to you. And a lot of people, one thing that is of major value that we all have in common is our family, and that rules the home. So you know what I'm saying. The water, on the with the bridge underneath the bridge. That's what the lines are supposed to represent. Water. Um, that just kind of it's like one kind of like with isolation, because we isolating ourselves right now, but also as well when it comes to the bridge, it's like even though we may be isolated, the bridge is connectivity. The bridge symbolizes connectivity. We still are able to keep in contact with each other, you know what I'm saying, with our interests and things like that. But I see that it got the drawbridge kind of closed. It's just more so, I guess we have the option to cross waters. We have the option to get over something. You know what I'm saying? Get over this hump, or get over this hurdle that may be presented to us at this time. But it's all if we want to, if we choose to let down our barriers, let down our blockages, then we would have access to connectivity. So yeah, I don't want to make this too long. I've already went further than I thought I was going to be. But yeah, y'all, this is a little quick video. Hope y'all stay safe. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.